broken down a score in overtime. The Boston Bruins 6 and the Quebec Nordiques 5.
All the players are standing up. Bob Fulford on the bench. I see Sergeant Rafferty down there with them. He's leading the cheers.
Yeah. The Hawks, 5 seconds left in the game. The Blues are only going to have 3 skaters out there, and the face-off is in the St. Louis zone. Tony Esposito is going to get his first playoff shutout in 8 years. Now,
it couldn't come at a greater time in his life, I'll tell you. 39th birthday. Maybe life begins at 39 for Tony.
All right, the face-off is going to be in the St. Louis zone. Now the officials have to get something squared away. And we're just about set to finish off this series. Listen to the crowd chanting for Tony. All right, Rostowski and Patey for the draw. 5 seconds to go. Here it is. Listen to him count it down. The Blackhawks are in the semifinals of the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time in 8 years. It's been since 74 since the Hawks got this far. They are in the Campbell Conference Championship and the Stanley Cup semifinals. A 2-0 victory tonight over the St. Louis Blues.
Man, I don't know how you can talk over this crowd. I can't even think over it.
A mob scene around Tony Esposito. A happy bunch of Blackhawks are going to go up against the Vancouver Canucks now. And here are the players lining up. Both teams exchanging the traditional handshake as they line up at center ice and begin to exchange handshakes with one another. A hard-played, tough, fought series, but as hard-played as it was and as much hitting as there was, almost totally a clean series. Not a lot of fighting. It was a joy to watch for the most part in this series. It was just good, strong, hard-checking hockey, the way it's supposed to be.
Again, Pat, as the Blackhawks start skating off the ice, I'm not going to try to talk over this.
Well, the Hawk players raising their fists to the crowd. And the St. Louis players, as you might imagine, very dejected. Their season is over. Celebrating his birthday with his 6th playoff shutout. All right, the final score, Blackhawks 2, Blues nothing. We'll be back after this time. Pat Foley and Stan Mikita back at Chicago Stadium, where a lot of folks don't seem to want to leave just yet.
I don't blame them. They're wolfing it up, and I'll tell you, it's been a long time since the Blackhawks have been in the semifinals. They want to savor every moment of it.
All right, let's go through the game summary now. There was no scoring in the first period before 19,252. The Hawks outshot the Blues 13-11 in the first period, but it was scoreless going into the second. And it stayed that way for the first 12 minutes, so the teams played 32 minutes of this hockey game with no scoring. But then came what turned out to be the only goal the Blackhawks needed tonight. Here's the way it sounded. Now, Pedersen lost the handle to Rich Teston. Back comes Sharpley now. He comes in over the line, feeding right into Savard. The shot! He scored! Dennis Savard! Who's right in a row! And the Blackhawks are finally on the scoreboard after Mike Reed has been so magnificent. 1-0, Chicago! Glenn Sharpley with the fine feed and Dennis Savard with a great speed to score the goal. Savard His 8th goal in the playoffs, that ties him for the NHL lead. His 40th of the year from Sharpley and Preston at 12-18. That, as it turned out, was all the Blackhawks needed. But, hey, you don't mind the icing on the cake, do you? Let's hear what happened. Shot it to the near corner. Now back of the net, Mulvey took a hit from Rick Wilson, but he held the puck. Battling to the corner, now back of the goal, Ruskowski. Moving in front center, the corner, score! Preston, his 3rd playoff goal, 18th of the year from Ruskowski and Mulvey at 16:55 to complete the scoring. The Hawks outshot St. Louis 11-9 in the 2nd period. The 3rd period, of course, wound up being scoreless. The Blues with 11 shots on goal, the Hawks only 3. And in the total for the game, the Blues 31 shots and the Blackhawks 27. Stan Mikita, they did not pick 3 stars tonight. I'd have loved to see the roar that Tony Esposito would have gotten, because he most certainly would have been the game's first star.
Well, Pat, he certainly deserved it. I picked him as number 1 star. I think the whole team played very well defensively. A couple of times when they had the lapses, lost the draw or things like that, Tony was there to make that save. A couple of shots he didn't see. They hit him, he pounced on him, kept that rebound instead of letting it get away for a second shot. He's my choice as number 1.
Really, almost all game long. In the 1st period, both teams had a bucket full of scoring chances. Neither team could score, but both Mike Liut and Esposito were brilliant in that period. But as the game wore along, particularly Stan, and I think you pointed this out, after the Hawks got that first goal, it really seemed to deflate the Blues quite a bit. They didn't have anywhere near the number of chances after that they did prior to that.
You know, if you took percentages to try and figure out if it inflated the Blackhawks more or deflated the Blues more, I think the deflated part would be the higher percentage. However, the Blackhawks, still being wary of the situation, and still with about 28 minutes to go, 27 minutes, they didn't really put on a blitz. Ruskowski made a great play coming around the net, and he spotted Rich Preston open, and that really was a key goal.
Let me hear some of your other choices as top players in this hockey game for the Blackhawks.
Well, I not only because he scored the first goal, but I think the all-around play that Dennis Savard played tonight. I'll tell you, it's tough in a game like this when you come down to the final game of the series, as it turned out to be, and try to pick stars. But my choice would be Dennis Savard. And 3rd spot I would give to Terry Ruskowski. And again, there's a very fine line between 2nd and 3rd, or whoever I would put 4th. I would put everybody else as a star tonight. The fellow that got on the ice one time tonight, Peter Marsh, the play he made, which would have been an icing call, he might have saved the goal. You never know. But anytime you get a face-off in your own end, it's always a chance of a potential goal. So, although he was only out there one time, everybody was in this game. And I think these guys are now keyed to a very fine edge. I think they have the momentum going, and I think they have the desire.
Many, many thanks, my friend, for stopping along tonight. I certainly hope we'll get a chance to do it in the next round of this series, the playoffs, I should say, against the Vancouver Canucks. I certainly appreciate it and enjoyed working with you.
Well, Pat, I enjoyed it also. Always nice to see you. Unfortunately, I do have to be up at 4:30 in the morning to go to my job, which is not really a job. It's a labor of love. And we hope to see some of the hockey fans out at Kemper Lake Golf Course.
Well, it'd be well worth the trip, because you got a beautiful spot out there, and I know I'm going to be up more than once to knock on the door.
Love to have you.
Stan Mikita along with us on color commentary tonight. Many thanks to him. All right, we'll be back for some final comments right after this timeout.